The Motobilt frame chop rear bumper comes with one bumper, one rear crossmember, two frame rails, one frame rail jig, and 7 7/16 by 1 bolts with flat washers. Before starting your installation, make sure that you disconnect the battery. After removing your rear bumper, mark cut lines on the existing crossmember, dividing it into 3 sections, making sure that your outer cuts are as close to the inside of the frame rails as possible. Before cutting, make sure that you cover the bottom of the body and tailgate to protect it from sparks and weld splatter. Using a cutoff wheel, make your initial cuts on the crossmember and finish with a sawzall. Once you finish removing the crossmember, grind down any welds or pieces of the crossmember remaining flush with the inside of the frame rails. Place your frame rail jig on the bottom of each frame rail and bend the tabs upward. Then mark your cut lines. Use a cutoff wheel to remove the sections of the frame rails. After cutting, use a grinding disc to clean the edges of the cut and prep the surface to weld in your frame rail tabs. Here's a reference of the frame rail jig flat and after bending. Here's the process repeated on the opposite frame rail. Using your 15 and 19 millimeter sockets, remove the 2 body mount bolts and nuts from the rear of your Jeep. Raise the Motobilt rear crossmember in position with the cutout facing the rear. Thread the nuts back on the 2 bolts near your body mount to hold the crossmember in place. Then put your body mount bolts and washers back in. Here's how the rear of your Jeep should look once the crossmember has been bolted in place. Now that everything is bolted in, tack and weld your crossmember to the frame rails. Position the frame rail tabs over the notch portion of your frame rails, then tack and weld them in place. Here's the process being repeated on the opposite frame rail. Here's what the finished product should look like after you weld in your frame rail tabs. Now place your bumper with the mounting tabs on the outside of the frame rails and bolt it in place using the 7 7/16 by 1 bolts and flat washers provided with your 5/8 socket. Remember to always test fit your bumper before having it painted or powder coated. Here's some finished shots of our Motobilt Jeep JK frame chop rear bumper install. Thanks for watching. Get yours today at motobilt.com.